Hello, hello, good evening and welcome. It is Monday, the 17th of November, and we are back with some more daily races. Can I just say good evening to Gamer Dan? Sorry to hear that your cold is no better. Sounds like it's going COVID, which sounds pretty dire and horrible, really. So surprised to see you on track. But thank you for popping along and racing with us this evening. Hopefully you'll be feeling a bit better soon, I hope. Good evening to Ollie and Greg White. Thank you for popping in. Also to Danak 1701. So Danny, welcome. Thank you for popping in also. And also to all the racers that we got in the room already this evening. I have got 4 races lined up for this evening. The Brands Hatch BMW M389. Willie, I think it was Willie who asked for this one. He's done a Venom livery and asked if we could do the BMW E30s. I'm hoping this is the one that he is looking for. We shall see. Then we're off to Deep Forest Raceway, the GR3, loosely based on the Daily Race B race this week. And then we're off to Barcelona in the GR4. Now, I haven't got any pit requirement for Barcelona. There's no change of tyres. It's one of those useless, rubbish, silly jump in, jump out pit stops that PD do that infuriate the living daylights out of me. So I just decided, well, as Gamer Dan goes around with a 360, a 720 in the gravel and just parks it up right in front of the camera. I think he's showboating for us. Yeah, around Barcelona in the GR4 is 11 laps, tyre wear on. So I think that what they're pushing for is to try and make people burn their tyres out and do a pit stop. Although I'm hearing that some people are making their tyres last, especially in the OP car. And then we're heading off to the Red Bull Ring after that in the GR4s for a 30-minute race. And this is a simulation of the race that I'm going to be doing tomorrow with TCSRL in the XCC Cup. I am doing atrocious in that cup. Considering it is the GR4 race and I thought I would do okay, I have had a mare of a time. The cautions have caught me out on just about every race, and strategy and everything has just been completely out. Which is complete contrast to the Grand Touring Cup race that I'm doing with TCSRL on Thursday, which I'm doing quite well in. So, and that's GR3s. So it's sort of completely flipped. The GR3s I'm doing okay in, and the GR4s I am doing absolutely terribly in. So I've got to get settled into those. We've got Brands Hatch and we've got Michelin Raceway Road Atlanta coming later in the season. So that is all good. And the other thing, I have released a video. Good afternoon, Grensta, or good evening. So the yeah, I did release a video earlier on today about some changes that I am planning at PSR. One is that I'm finding the daily races very frustrating on a number of counts. Not only the pushing and the shoving that is going on, but you can't do anything about that. But secondly, when I'm qualifying high up the grid, I can have some good races with people and feel really good. When I'm qualifying down in the 12th and 13th, I'm really scrabbling around at the back. The DR is dropping, and that's really showing me that I can't just jump into the daily races for 1 or 2 days a week. I need to spend some time getting to grips with them before I actually do the daily races. So on a Tuesday, I am planning on picking the daily race that I'm planning on working on that week, be it B or C, and then we're going to run that race all night long. So basically, we're going to run it 4, maybe 5 or 6 times if it's a daily race B, with all of you guys, so that we can all get used to that particular daily race. We can all learn from each other. I'll look at the fast replay and what we need to be doing, etc., etc. So I've done a video on all of that, and also massive change to the schedule for PMR. A lot of people are saying, if you're going to go PMR, are you ditching Gran Turismo? I have finally gone public on my plans. No, we're not going to be ditching Gran Turismo. Nothing is changing. And in the Discord, I was pleased to see that Dan has thrown up a poll to see who is actually signing up for PMR as the pre-order and those that are going to be buying it on the release day, and those that are going to wait and see. My advice to you, unless you've got the cash to spend and you really, really want to get into PMR, is wait and see. Wait and see. There is no guarantee that I am going to be running lobbies in PMR. There's no guarantee I'm going to be staying with PMR. But I am spending a good 3 days or more next week after the release, live streaming my first few hours with the game. And saying when my first few hours, I'm going to be talking about my first sort of 12-18 hours of running with the car. So hopefully in that time, we're going to get quite a fair way into the racing sim. We're going to see what it's all about. We're going to see how it hangs together. And the end of that, hopefully I'll be able to get qualified and run some of the online races with real people, and also look at potentially what is involved with hosting lobbies and whether they are going to support, whether the game is going to support the way that I want to run the lobbies, etc. So lots and lots and lots of questions to be answered next week. It's going to be a very busy week for me. But hopefully towards the end of that, those of you that are on the fence will probably have a better idea of A, am I going to go forward with this? And B, do you want to get involved with it? Any which way, I am still going to be flipping and flopping between PMR and Gran Turismo, as difficult as that may well be for me with the different cars and the physics and etc. Further down the line to the medium to long term future, am I going to settle on one or the other? That question I cannot answer. A lot of it is going to depend on how GT7 develops, how far away GT8 is, and what is going to come in GT8. Remember, Gran Turismo has been my go-to game for the longest time, but also, is PMR, Project Motor Racing, going to blow my socks off? I don't know. You're just going to have to watch this space, but nothing's going to change in the immediate future, or I don't plan to change anything in the immediate future. But never say never. Never say never. Who knows what may well happen. Rita, good evening. Ollie's special friend is in, and Greg saying, hope you do both PSR and TCSRL PMR races. I have high hopes for PMR. I have high hopes too. Right, we're going to be going racing in about 3 minutes. Haven't got out on track yet because I just wanted to get that out of the way. There is a full video that I have released today on my plans. And what the guys are talking about there is the fact that TCSRL and PSR have come together in a collaboration. I think I called it a calibration in the video. That was a slip of the tongue. But we come together in a collaboration where Rita is going to be hosting some of the more serious races between 7 and 9 o'clock, and then I will take over on the more social side from 9 until 11, or whenever I decide to finish the stream. And I understand within PMR that there are 2 types of races that you can do. There are the ranked races, the points paying races, the serious races, maybe the daily races. I'm not quite sure what format they will come in, but they're referred to as ranked races in PMR. And then the social races. The ranked races are around about half an hour. I think they're half an hour to an hour. Don't quote me on that. And then you've got the social races, which are around about 10-15 minutes each race. And that's where I want to be with my lobbies. So jump in, jump out continues like we have done with Gran Turismo. And Rita's going to be getting into the more serious ones. And we're relaxing the requirement to physically register and join the 2 communities. All you've got to do is make yourself aware of the rules and just abide by the rules. But there is no hard commitment to have to, wait for Rita to accept you into TCSRL community, or for you to have to go into Discord and register by ticking the button and load up Discord and everything else. You can just pop along a run. The reason why we're doing that is they are longer, they're bigger grids, 30 odd races in the grid, and we would like to try and get some bigger grids going with the game. So there's a lot of reasons why we're doing it. We've been talking about it for a long time, Rita and I, and that's all gonna start happening from next week. So I will start streaming on Tuesday as soon as I can get into the game and start to play with it and have a look around it. And then on a week, 2 weeks today, the 8th of December, we will be top and tailing, we'll be dovetailing, we'll be running the two lobbies side by side. That is the plan. That's the plan. So there we go. Right, okay, it is 10 past. I ran over just slightly there. There's a lot to talk about. We've got 9 in the room at the moment. Wheels Racing, Grenster, Danny C, Mad Mikey, Welsh Boy, Gamer Down, Richard, me, and Rita. I can't see Willie in here at the moment, and Dan's in the wrong car. Dan, you're in the wrong car. You're in the Evolution. Oh. Let's just see if Dan does change. That's assuming that he might not have the car. That is going to be the only thing with this one, because I'm not sure if the M389 is readily available. So if he hasn't got it, then I might just ask him to drop to the back and just run around. But let's just have a little look. I'm gonna assume that he doesn't. I'm gonna assume also that he's listening, and then we'll get running. Oh, he has. He's just jumped into the 89. There we go. Not a problem. Right, let's get underway. So we are 6 laps around Brands Hatch. Sport soft tyres. No need to pit, and no need to pit. So we'll see how we go. As he says, he's got every car. I thought he did. He's got every car. And I think he's got 100 million credits as well. I think he's maxed out on the credits too. I've sort of given up on that. I've still got some more. I've got 5 more cars to buy yet. So that's 100 million credits I think I need for those cars. And then I need another 100 million credits to catch up with them as well. So why have I got no sound on this TV? That's a little bit better. Whoa. So I hope everybody had a really good weekend. We had a good weekend, and we caught up with both the girls over the weekend independently. We went down for a cup of tea on the Saturday, and then yesterday we went out for a breakfast at local garden centre, which was rather nice. So that was all good. And Jo's been off work today. She's got a cold, not been feeling very well today, so she's been here. Unfortunately, I got very busy with work today, so I was unable to do. Not unfortunately, quite glad actually. Got very busy today and at work, so I was unable to do the daily races. I have got a poll up to see whether you think I should do the daily race B or the daily race C this week. I'm completely undecided on the two. So we've got a GR3 for the daily race B, which is a bit unusual, and GR4 for the daily race C. So I think they're doing something with the GR4s at the moment. I think that was the same last week. And one's Barcelona that we did at the TCSRL race last week in the GR3s, which was quite interesting. And the other one is, one's Barcelona, and I can't think where the other one is. We'll know in a minute. We will know in a minute, because we're going to be running both of those two races tonight in the lobbies. Well, let's say we're going to be running both of them. The daily race C, I'm not mandating a pit stop. In the daily race C, you do have to stop for a pit, but that's going to break loose and put me in the gravel and go around. I knew it was going to do that. Yeah, it's another one of those stop but don't stop type things. It's a case of stop, don't change the tyres, don't do anything, and just the way it is really, unfortunately. Not my favourite. I think if you've got to come into the pits, you should have to do tyres. And I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to set the tyres so that people have got to come in, but I think some of the people have been very clever and they've found cars that they don't have to change tyres on. Thank you, Rita. She's waited. She always does when I bin it, when I'm jibber jabbering, in particular on the first of the races. So let's go have a battle. And yeah, so tomorrow I'm going to be doing TCSRL, the XCC race. Can I get myself prepared? Oh, I don't know. I'm hoping so. We're going to be doing a simulation of that last thing tonight. And at the moment, I'm still undecided on a couple of cars. I've got 3 cars in mind. And the weather is the thing that is really sort of throwing a spanner in the works, because it's going to be a wet race initially, but not too wet. And then we've got a period of random weather, which on the few simulations I've done has wound up to be all dry every single race except for one where the rain came in, and it's like, oh, do you go slicks, do you go with the slick tyres? Do you go with the intermediate tyres? What do we do? Rita, I think we might slow down just a tad, or I might slow down a tad, just to... Mikey's caught up with us. He's quick. Let's just wait for Mikey to catch. Go, go, go. Okay, we've got a 3-way battle. Yeah, so it'll be interesting to do that again a couple more times before tomorrow, and just see what this weather is going to do. It's difficult to know which ones to start, which tyres to start on. I've had a lot of comments from people today about tyres for that particular race, and thank you for that. A lot of you knowing I'm struggling with that particular series. It will come good. So for the moment, I just struggling a bit. But the cautions, oh my word! I've told Rita I struggle with the cautions, and as you know, I don't know when to come in and when not to come in. But the cautions absolutely fell beautifully for me on Thursday, and led to a very unexpected win in the GR3s. Oh, Mikey with a big old slide there. It's a lovely turned out car, that mobile one. Yeah, it was all about being on the right tyres at the right time, and absolutely incredible race. And I hit the front for the first caution, panicked. Thankfully I came in when everybody else did and went on to the hard tyres. I think I went on to from the softs, and then we had another... take Mikey out here. We had another caution a little bit later in the race, and I was thinking, oh, what do I do here? But thankfully I was running about 4th at the time. Lag was up front, I think Kato was up there as well, and Greg, and I thought I'm going to do exactly what Greg does. So Greg came into the pits, and as I came into the pits, panic ensued, because I thought, okay, I've made the right decision on coming in, but what tyres is he going to do? Is he going to go softs? Is he going to go mediums? He won't go another hard. I'm like, oh, I don't know what to go on, I don't know what to do. And thankfully, I chose the same tyres that he did, which then gave me the confidence as we came out of the pit stop to go for it. And then we managed to have some great racing. And Lag, who's really, really quick at TCSRL, I think he had some dodgy tyres towards the end where mine were good, and I was able to make it count and come across the line first. Absolutely amazed in a GR3 race as well, most unexpected. So tomorrow I need to do a little bit better. Gregor, good evening my friend. ADC is brill, had a P1 and a great final lap too. That's encouraging. Let's hope that those races are still good tomorrow, and that we might be able to do something with them. Right, let me just go a little bit quiet now. I've been jibber jabbering all the way through this, and just see if I can keep up with the two guys in front for the last lap and a half. I'll move the my drinks bottle off my rig in a minute. That is what is rattling like crazy as the rig is vibrating with the force feedback. Right, just trying to close up on these two guys. Looks like Mikey might just let Rita through. There's a little dab of the old hazard lights there. Still experimenting with these road cars and sports tyres as to how far to change down the gears. Very often jab it down for rotation like I do on the GR cars, and then you get into all sorts of trouble with them sliding. Occasionally I'm just leaving the gears too high and then it bogs down. Need to study a few replays, I think, with some of the quick guys. At the moment, this is turning out to be a good little battle. So yeah, if you haven't, I'm going backwards again now, changing the topic, or backwards and forwards here, so trying to keep you all on your toes, like I'm trying to keep on my toes with this race. If you haven't seen a video about the changes at PSR and you're interested, then that did go live earlier on today. Talks about the changes to support the daily races, and it also talks about PMR and the collaboration of TCSRL and PSR that are coming together for 9 weeks. 9 weeks. Quite a decent period of time. We got up the inside here. Rita stayed over to the left, to the right, defending. Mikey just on the outside. Let's give him some room. We are going to have the inside for this one, as long as we don't overcook it. Oh. It's just a case of being in the right place at the right time, I think. Come on, don't drop it now, Mitchell. Oh, I couldn't quite get across the back of Rita's car. Just a slight nudge there, which is giving her a little bit of a bump. Now put me on the outside as we're going to this corner. Mikey's coming through. Oh, it's all changing to the last corner. If only I hadn't caught the back of Rita's car there. Mad Mikey just snuck through on the inside. Oh, that was fun. That was fun. Let's just move that drink out of the way. Oh, do you know what? You don't always have to be leading to have good races. 3 of us there. Really great time. Thank you to Mike and Rita for slowing down to wait for me there. But that was a nice little gentle opener to what I think will now become quite a serious evening for me, because I need to decide now on the daily race that I'm going to do tomorrow. William says, I like racing the road cars. I like racing the road cars. I enjoy experiencing the road cars, but I'm not very good in them. But that is one of the reasons why we do mix it up a little bit. And later in the week, I'm going to be doing the randomizer, which means we could get all GR, we could get all road cars, we could get karts, we could get just about anything. Man Mikey just saying there, Rita and me, that was fun. It was fun. It was good. I enjoyed that. Gamer Dan was your winner with a 140.109. Richard Sauce in second with a 140.316. Grenster in third with a 147.57. And then Wills Racing came home in fourth, Welsh Boy in fifth, Danny C in sixth, Rita seventh, Mad Mikey eighth, and I brought up the rear in ninth. Well, somebody's got to be last. Might as well be me. Gamer Dan, Richard Sauce and Grenster, your 1, 2 and your 3. So what we're going to do now is we're going to get into the first of the daily races. Now, these are loosely based on the daily races. The weather is not correct, is the first statement. And for the Daily Race C, I'm not enforcing a mandatory pit stop. It is pointless us all piling in at roughly the same time to say don't fuel, don't tyre and run. If you do need tyres, of course, you're going to need to pit, but that is all about how we do. Nico, Tech Global, good evening. Good evening. Thank you for popping in. Thank you for popping in and saying hello. If you haven't already, guys, please hit the like button. It will really be great if you could do that. I'm just having a little look at the cars that people are going to be doing in this one. I'm going to imagine that one of the Corvette C3 from Hulky. That's an interesting shout. Root has gone for the Ford. I did have a look earlier on. What was the Viper was the OP car around here. And at the moment, I'm not seeing anybody in that. We've got the Lexus, the 458 Ferrari, Mad Mikey's in the M6 Endurance, which I like very much. Gamer Dan is in the Beetle. He knows how to wring the neck out of that car. Ollie is in the 4C. Hulky's in the Corvette. We had a great run with that Corvette last week and it did very well in it. Danny C's in the Aston Martin. So we've got a real mix of cars here. A real mix of cars. Nico says, it's the least I can do. Just finished giving a lecture on quantum computing. Exciting stuff. Wow. Quantum computing. That is a subject and a half. You just finished giving a lecture on it. Wow. You must be one clever person. Because that is a subject and a half. I wouldn't even know where to start. What do we think? Gr.x in the Evo. There's an awful lot of different cars in here. An awful lot of different cars. Nobody's gone with the AMG. Should we do the AMG, do you think? What do you reckon? I'm wondering whether I should just try the AMG. Oh, I don't know. We got the Z4. That could be quite interesting. I want to go for something a little bit different. Something a little bit of a change. We've got the Genesis X. Mix it up a little bit. Got the Nismo. Should I try the Genesis X? Nobody's done that one. I can't remember what tyres it is now. I think we're on racing medium tyres. We are. Just purely because this gives a whole big mix of cars in this one. We're going to start this one at past. So the race starting at past. So we've got a couple of minutes. I know this isn't the OP car. It's quite a technical course with acceleration needed, but not top speed. So the Evo would be good for that. The Lexus would be good for that. The Ferrari also. So there's. Well, Mad Mikey's gone for the 911. We got the Skyline Super in like a BMW colours livery there. Bit strange. Richard Source has gone for the Supra. I was considering the Supra. Ollie's gone for the BRZ. Oh, the BRZ. Yeah. Interesting. I'm going to go with my choice, and then we'll see what happens. Although there's nobody in the Viper. There is nobody. Should I try the Viper? That will kill me, won't it? The Viper would kill me. Should we see if I can keep the Viper on the track? Oh, this is going to be crazy. Sys settings. I'm on traction control 1. Right, so who have we got? We've got Greg White in the Audi R8 LMS Evo. Wills Racing has gone for the Lexus RCF. Grenster is in the Ferrari 458 and Danny C is in the McLaren F1. So we've got a few changes to cars going on here. Mad Mike is in the 911 RSR, the 991 model. Welsh Boy is in that Skyline Super Silhouette, which is going to confuse the living daylights out of me because of that livery. Madan is in the Beetle. Richard Source is in the GR Supra. Ollie is in the BRZ. I'm in the Viper. Hulk is in the Corvette. Rita is in the Ford GT. If I am not mistaken, we are all in different cars. We've got 12 runners and 12 different cars. And I have done no practice whatsoever. So this is going to be jolly interesting. Jolly interesting. We'll see how we go. We're on the racing medium tyres, I believe. And we'll see how we do. But I am in the OP car. This is the one that all of the top guys are using to set their times. As Grant's to stay in there, never step it into first gear, minimum second gear, but mostly third. It's going to be second on the really tights, but third on most of them. I am going to have to take it fairly easy to start off with, but you know, we'll see how we go. I need to do a livery on this car too. I haven't got a PSR livery on this one. Whoa, that is a bit of a monster off the line. Oh, Greg White and Welsh Boy just got into the back of them. I went into the wrong place there. Sorry, Greg. Sorry, Welsh Boy. Didn't realise that there was a slowdown of cars there. Really would need to study the replay to see which gears to use in this race if I'm on it. This is where this Viper will come alive. Bop is on. Shouldn't be too different. Ford going quite well. Whoa. Got that wrong. Through there, that was my mistake. Just feel the back end of this. Just wanting to break away occasionally. I'm not going to lie, if this is the car that needs to be run around here, I'm not quite so sure about this as a daily race. I think daily race C is probably going to be my one this week. Just see how we go. We've got a couple of laps, a few more laps to settle down, 4 more. Was big on the brakes through there. Really good. Slight nudge on the barrier there. Just a little bit conscious of power out of the corners. I'm like wanting to get it straight. It's almost like point and squirt, this car. Whereas I really do need to try and get the power down a little bit earlier up these corners. Oh, it's Mikey gone a little bit long there, I think. Oh, just caught the back of Mikey's car there, just through there. Rotated around, get on the power. Just pulling away a little bit at the moment, but is he catching Ollie? There is a little gaggle of cars just up ahead. Oh, I've gone too deep now into that corner. That's going to give Rita a run back on me. Back down to the outside there. 2 laps to run. Now 1.3. I do wonder whether I should be holding the gears more in this Viper. It just seems to want to bog down a little bit out of the corners. Trying to brake a little bit later there. Grenster with the fastest up at the moment, 1:28.3, so we're 1.5 seconds off the pace at the moment. And theoretically we are in the OP car. Will that change as people go through the week? Or not? I do wonder whether we get a few more car choices will come in as the next 24, 48 hours unfold. Interestingly, we haven't spun it yet. Grenster's 10 seconds down the road at the moment. Mikey looking like he's just approaching the back of those cars up front. If I was to do this as a daily race, I'd need to work on that final corner. I know one time I was racing with Kushti in a daily race. Well, I wasn't racing with him, he was way ahead of me, but I was watching his replay in the daily race. He took a very, very, very different line to me, very long into that final corner so that you can get a good run down to the line. Notice that quite a lot of people seem to have moved away from that in recent times. I don't know whether that is a physics thing or whether needs to be explored. Well, it would be something that would need to be explored if I was to do this as a daily race this week, but as you can see, 10 seconds off the pace from Grenster now in this one, which is quite a lot. That's 6 laps. It's over, what's that, about 1.5 seconds off the pace. Did a 29.5, but that is still a full second behind Grenster. And Mikey and run away. He's just trying to get onto the back of those guys up front. So that's more of Kushti's line through there. They are actually taking a few tenths out of Mad Mikey taking out lines. That might be the way to go through there. But again, I'm not convinced that is the daily race for me this week. I like the track, just not sure that that is the one for me. That said, we got an 8, which isn't too bad. Renster, Gamer Dan, Wills Racing, Richard, Danny C, Ollie and Mad Mikey all ahead of me. Interestingly, Greg was behind and Welsh Boy and Hulky all behind, and Rita's behind too, so I just jumped Rita. So interesting. Mad Mikey, I can never get that last corner right. Yeah, what Kushti used to do, for any of you that are doing this, maybe this is something to explore just while this is finishing. He used to run it all the way down that outside curb to the end, and then where the curb changes, he used to then sweep back and get on the power. So it was almost like all the way down to first gear, rotate it, get on the power, and he's got all of that power all the way down the main straight. And he used to do very, very, very well around here. So maybe that is something for people to look at, rather than cutting across to the apex and doing the classic U. You do a really deep V, almost like an arrowhead, like a spear, if you want, like a javelin V on it. Really V it, and you know, that's what I tried on the last one, and I was taking a few tenths out, whereas before I wasn't. So you know, who knows if that is the right way to do it. Obviously, as always, have a look at the really fast guys, see how they're doing that corner, because theoretically they know what they're doing with the OP car and the physics, etc, etc, etc. So you know, always take notice of what they're doing, but then you've got to race within your own capabilities and keep it consistent and fast and all that. Man Mikey, I tend to do that, but my iffy trigger finger cannot control the exit. I have to wait too long to accelerate. Danny C, looks like he's disappearing. Thank you ever so much, my friend, for popping in. Welsh Boy saying, sorry at the start, Mitchell, my VR wasn't ready. Not a problem, my friend, it's fine. I thought that you were waiting for Greg pulling over to one side. It's all right, we just bunched up. It's cool, not a problem. Grenstar was first, a 1:28.027, and the fastest lap in the 458 Italia. So interesting that I didn't see that car in any of the ranked places, as in the world rankings. Interesting. The Beetle in Gamer Dan's Hound is always quick, a 1:28.4, but that's nearly half a second slower. And then Wills Racing again, a 1:28.4. So we've got 1:28.481 and a 1:28.432. Fastest lap for our second and third races. So Grenster first, Gamer Dan second, Wills third. Then we've got Richard Sauce, Danny C in fifth, Ollie, then Mad Mikey in seventh, me in eighth, Rita ninth, Greg in 10th, Welsh Boy 11th, and Hulky in 12th. Your top three there, Grenster, Gamer Dan, and Wills Racing. Okay, right. So what we've got now is Barcelona. So this is going to be interesting because we did Barcelona the other day, but now instead of being in it was a Corvette that we were in, and it was a stunning race. It's amazing, that race. I really, really enjoyed it. Mad Mike is saying the 911 very stable, just loses it on the top end. The BRZ is too slow on the straight, said Ollie. And Grenster says, do we do mandatory pit like in Daily C? No, we don't. No, I've set this one up as no mandatory pit stop, because it's pointless, absolutely pointless in my opinion. And again, car on this one. So the OP car on this is the Citroen. The Citroen is not one of my favourite cars, have to say, and I don't have a livery for this. I haven't got the green and black PSR livery, so if I am going to run it as a daily racer, I really ought to get one of those put on. But we shall have to see. I believe that Greg has also uploaded his replay. Well, actually, I don't believe. I know he's uploaded his replay because I've grabbed that. I have got the replay to watch overnight if this becomes my race of choice. Did very, very well around here on Thursday. I was absolutely buzzing. and I'm going to start. The race is going to be starting at. I'm going to go at 10:02 for this one. So 5 minutes. I did say I was going to do like 10-minute intervals between the races, so running through them a little bit quick tonight because two reasons. One, Joe and I have been really tired today. I don't know what it is. She's got a horrible cold. She came home from work tired and feeling really grotty. We'll get the little violins out in a moment because I've got a stinking headache and feeling really tired as well. But I want to do the half-hour race in a moment, and then I want to sort of bring the stream to an end a little bit early, and then got another one to do as well afterwards, which will be off screen. So Citroen seems to be dominating everything. It is the car of choice at the moment around here. It really is. And Grenster, so I'm predicting Viper GR3 and Citroen GR4 will be nerfed both. I wouldn't be surprised if the Citroen does, because it has been so powerful with that huge wing on the back. It really has been the car of choice recently. Like I said, I keep meaning to do a livery for this, but I haven't quite got there yet. Paul Sturgeon sadly couldn't join. Never mind, my friend. Well, why is your GT7 not working at the moment? Doesn't sound very good. So I do think that this is potentially going to be my daily race of choice. I'm hoping, there is no guarantee because it depends on what time I get to start in the morning and how work is going, but I'm hoping to try and do an hour or two in the daily races tomorrow afternoon, hopefully from about 1 o'clock to about 3. I was unable to do them today, too much work on. I'm hoping to do some tomorrow, in which case I'm thinking that this is potentially going to be the race, which I won't be too disappointed with, because I like the GR4 cars, although the Citroen isn't my favourite, and I'm starting to get Barcelona. Really got this track before, and is this the wrong layout? I thought it was a GP layout. What layout should it be then? Oh, please don't tell me it's the one without the chicane. Oh, why do they do that? Really? It's really the one without the chicane. I really prefer the one with the chicane, I'm not going to lie. I was so pleased when Rita did it with the chicane the other day. I much prefer the Grand Prix layout, but then I guess I should have known, because they always do it without the chicane, don't they? They always do when they do the dailies. Yeah, no, Grandster, it's fine. You guys have always got my back on this sort of stuff. Let's just go to track. Yeah, just it's interesting as well on the which daily race I should do. With 54% for me to do this race now. It's very close. It's 50-50 in the poll in YouTube. I said, which daily race do you think I should do? Which one do you want me to see me run? And the daily race C is coming out on top at the moment. Jackson, just to hold that inside line a little bit. Don't be too wide. I find this to be a very strange combo. GR4s around here. I feel that this track is far more suited to the GR3s, as we had with TCSRL on Thursday. So I'm assuming that the PD are working on something to do with the GR4 cars for the next release, the Spec 3 release, if the Spec 3 release is not already tied down. So I'm wondering whether we're going to get a big old change to the car values for both GR3s and GR4s in the upcoming release that nobody knows about yet. Or maybe somebody does know about it and I just haven't come across it and seen it. We shall have to see. Right, here's 10.2. And Richard's just saying, I remember when they added it now and they've removed it again. Oh, there we go. Right, so we've got Greg White, Wills, Grenster, Mad Mikey, Welsh Boy, Game It Down, Richard Source, Ollie, me, Hulky and Rita, and everybody is in the Citroen with, oh no, we've got a few changes actually. Grenster's in the NSX, Mad Mikey's gone into the McLaren, the 650S, Welsh Boy's gone into the Lancer Evolution, and Richard is in the 458 Italia. So we have got a bit of a difference in this one. Let's just start the race. Yeah, I don't know which one the... Yeah, we should see. I wonder where the new Ferrari will fit in Bop. Will it be BRZ and... Ooh, interesting. Right, let's see how we go. Let's see how we go. Oh, that was me. I didn't have my foot on the brake hard enough. Hello, Drac. Thank you, mate. You're not racing much at the moment. I've seen you doing a lot of Battlefield 6 at the minute. I nearly got out under the back of Hulky there. Almost overshot. Oh, fiddlesticks. I got that completely wrong. I've slowed down for the chicane. Rather than carrying on through, this is where I do need to look at the replay. Oh, that was too deep. Greg came in, I wonder. Oh, What does he know that we don't know? I'm suspecting he knows that he can't go all the way on the tyres, and he's come in for an undercut, track position, something very interesting. Over on the curb there. It might be. Now this is the question: is how on earth do you take this corner without the chicane there? I'm not used to it at all. And getting enough speed down this long straight off that corner. Again, need to analyse the fast replays. This boy picking up that curve beautifully there. Went a little bit too wide. Do love Welsh boys lines. So I've just about caught up with Welsh boy, and now I've got to serve a penalty. A bit of a pain. Nobody behind, so I can just stay in the racing line. Brakes slightly later as we've served the penalty. It's a 3-car battle just up ahead that Welsh boy can see right in front of him. They're going to be slowing each other down a little bit, I'd imagine. Now again, this corner. Looks like nobody's actually braking. Too deep out of it. Looks like we've got a brake or lift along that orange sausage curb. So 149.8 from Wills, and I've got a 151.3, so yeah, massively off the pace. Story of my life, I think, at the moment. Mikey with a 1-second penalty. Penalties can be a little bit harsh around this one. One of the best corners I've done there, out of there. Okay, Welsh boy with a little dab of brake through there. It's useful to know. think this is potentially going to be my daily race, if I'm honest. I know I have put a poll out, but this one feels a little bit more me than the other one. Yes, I've got a lot of work to do. Where are we? 5 of 11. Tyres not looking too bad. Will they go all the way? I don't know. Don't slide them. As Jack would say, if you're sliding them, taking life out of them needlessly. With a little half-second penalty now. Nearly. Guys coming in, Tyres. Do you know what? I'm just going to go with going to be a few people coming out for the last few laps on very, very good new medium tyres, I'm imagining. I've got to do 4 more laps on these tyres. Ollie in as well. Grenster's stayed out for the moment. Just look after these tyres, Mitchell. In particular through these really fast corners. "17 seconds to Greg behind." Be over the line there. Just while we're pushing these limits, thought it might be. It's a careless mistake. That's going to put Greg 16 behind. Plus whatever he's doing to close on me being the quicker racer. Not want to hear those tyres squealing. Grenster's got it really comfortable out front. He's 5.5 seconds. Greg's got it down to 16, so he's taking a lot of time out of me right now. He's absolutely flying. Gonna assume that he's been doing some daily races today, whereas this is my first run at this one. I want to get back into the 151s though. However, we have got a penalty to serve, but we did drop into 152 too. 151.9, so we are dropping the lap time just a little bit at the moment. To serve that penalty now, that's going to bring Greg even closer. He's 15 now. He's going to be at least 14 if not 13 behind at the end of this one. Got Grenster down to 5 seconds, but Grenster is going to be pulling away more, I think, any moment now. Look after these tyres, Mitch. 2 laps to go. What has Grenster done with his tyres? Oh, Wills has just jumped Greg. I don't know what that is, what's happened there. Whether Greg's made a mistake or whether Wills is quicker. We can get those two in a battle. That might slow them down a little bit and take the pressure off. 13 seconds behind now, so the time is coming down quite a lot. 152.0 last lap. So we're not in the 151s now. Ooh, especially not now. We've gone too wide on that one. Watch that tyre. Wondering whether that tyre is just starting to give out a little bit of life now. So we'll be a little bit careful on the left-hand turns. Grenster's managing it out front. He's 5.3, so similar lap time to I'm doing. Will's Racing closing. He's below 13, well below 12.5 now. Don't go off. It's a little bit close. Just continue to look after these tyres. Oh, there we go. That's the slide. Just watch the slide through here too. Evening, okay. Oh, we got a car coming out here. Mikey. Looks like he might have come in for tyres rather late, I guess. This is the fastest, the last lap. Fastest lap, the last lap. It's certainly not going to be the fastest lap. So we've done a 1:51.9, a 1:52.0, and a 1:52.1. Times are definitely going off a little bit now. We've got Grenster just under 5 seconds. I think he is comfortable out there at the moment. So unless he has a complete tyre disaster and a spin, he's going to bring this one home. It is that left-hand front tyre that is of concern. We can lean on it through there, but now we've got to be careful through these last few fast right-hand corners. Especially that one, we don't want to go off. We can give a little bit of time away, 11 seconds to the car behind. We're racing this one for second. A little bit deep into there. We've lost some braking performance on this now. Last laps, we can take as much as we want out of the tyres here. 4.2 to Grenster. We got a second place. Get in there. Beaten 2 of the A+ races. Ollie's splitting them. Oh, Gamer Dan's put his nose in there too. So unfortunately, poor old Greg is falling backwards a little bit. Greg pitted very, very early. Lap 1, I think Greg pitted. Grenster was down to 5 to 10% on the front left. I was getting down low as well. How many people didn't realise you didn't have to pit? Of course, in the main race, you do have to pit. You have got to come in at some point. But the question for me is, do you come in and change the tyres, or do you come in and stay on the same tyres and save those 4-ish seconds? Those 4-ish seconds for saving the tyres. And, you know, in a tight race, 4 seconds could give you a good 2 or 3 places. So, yeah, going to be interesting. But I think we can do that. I think we can go all the way. Hulky, no, I didn't pit. Did not pit at all. Richard Source completely destroyed 2 sets of tyres. I didn't pit. And there's plenty of other cars that you could choose if there's tyre issues, like the 4C and the Megane. I don't know how they would stack up against the Citroen, but I can see why a lot of people going to the Citroen for this one. Greg's tyre's also gone. And Jack Kobe says, no need to pit in the dailies. I think you do have. Isn't it a mandatory pit stop? Yeah, it's a mandatory, isn't it? Sure, it's a mandatory. Going to have to double check when we get in there. If we don't, that would be good. Grenster was your winner with a 1:50.94 second. I got second with a 1:51.150. And Wills Racing in third with a 1:49.537. And looking to be the only one in the 1:49s. He got the fastest lap. Ollie in fourth, Gamer Down fifth, Greg White in sixth, Richard Source seventh, Hulky in 8th, Rita 9th, Welsh Boy 10th, Mad Mikey in 11th. A bunch of penalties at the end there, and your top 3: Grenster, me, and Welsh Racing. Yeah, interesting. I do think you have to pit in that one. Pretty sure you do. But we'll have to have a little look later on. Right, now we're going to be heading into the big one. Might lose a few people on this race. This is going to be the race for tomorrow, and the dilemma here is the car. I am split between 3 different cars around here. And I really don't know. I really don't know. I know 1 or 2 of you are absolutely set on cars. Mad Mikey's got to go now. Thank you. Thank you for racing with us. Grenster, Race C does have a mandatory pit, no mandatory tyres. See, it's one of those stupid ones in my mind where you've got to come in, you have to pit, but you don't do anything. You don't change the tyres, you don't put fuel in. It literally is just stop and go. I'm not going to lie, it does infuriate me a little bit, if I'm perfectly honest. But hey ho, that's just the way that it does go. Right, there is hard to know what to do on the tyres here. "30-minute race." We don't have to fit. You don't have to pit, or you don't have to fit the racing softs for this one. Normally in these races you have to fit the racing soft tyres, but because it's deemed a wet race, you don't need to do it on this one. So do you go for a tyre that is going to get you all the way through, as a few of you have told me to? I'm going to go for, I want to test something. I'm just going to see. Let me just get out on track. Because the weather is, there has been quite a bit of weather that's gone through. Let's just see what happens. Oh, actually, well, hang on a second. Whoa. I've made a mistake on the room, haven't I? I have made a mistake on the room settings, because it is not filter by category. Yeah, that's fine. So this is GR3 or GR4. I was just getting a bit worried then. I thought maybe I got the wrong what's it. Let's just have a little set. It's pretty wet out here. So a lot of people were saying go with the soft tyres, but unfortunately I've been struggling with those soft tyres around here, and there's a lot of rain, an awful lot of rain. So I think for those of you that were saying that, I think a lot of you that were saying that you go out in the racing soft tyres, I'm really not sure. Plus, if the rain comes harder in the next session, who knows? Whoa, big slide there. And there, just about managed to bring that back in line. rather than going off. Getting a big slide on the exit. And somebody is just saying that racing soft tyres mandatory are missing. I don't believe that you have to run racing soft tyres mandatory. Rita will correct me if I'm wrong. Don't believe that we need to run the mandatory racing soft tyres that Rita normally runs when TCSRL are running a wet race like this. The mandated tyres are no longer a thing. Did I? Or if I put it in the description, then that is my mistake. That will be my mistake if I put it in the description. Right, let's just clear that one up. Let's turn this fan up, get a bit warm in here. That is potentially my mistake. We've got wheels in the Mitsubishi, the Advan car. Ollie is in his special friend's BMW M6. As you can see, I'm not going to suggest which one is which on that particular car, but I suspect that that is Rita and Ollie. I'll let him explain which is which. But for those of you that have been racing with us recently in the the team event, the Cat and Mouse, you'll know why we've got the special friends on there. We got Welsh Boy in the McLaren. Grenster is in the Genesis. Heinsberger's in the Renault Megane. Hulkey's in the McLaren. I'm in the Megane. Gay Medan is in the BMWs. A few BMWs. Welsh Boy is in the, I think we did that one in the McLaren. And let me just go back to the main window. Heinsberger's in the Megane. Greg White is in the 650S. Wheels Racing is in the Lancer. Grenster is in the G70. That's going to be an interesting one with the tyres, but he did say to me earlier on, go with the G70, you'll be quick in that, so it'll be interesting to see what he does. Welsh Boy's in the 650. Gamer Dan's in the Endurance. Ollie's in the Sprint. I'm in the Megane. Hulk is in the 650 and Rita is in the 650. The 650 is on my radar. I am not going to lie. The 650 is most definitely on my radar at the moment. And what I need to do here is, I'm telling you what I am going to need to do. Is it host? No, it isn't. I need to change this. Bear me a second. Host set. Change event settings. Because I think we need the GR3 start. "30 seconds later." I think that's what we're doing. And that'll be after the GR3, GR4s. Right, so what I am going to need to do, this is obviously not what I am used to doing. A GR4. most of us are in GR4s for this one. Grenster's just going to disappear for a moment, and I can't remember when we said we'll go. Let's get this right. So X30 we're going to be going, just so that people can get their cars sorted out and stuff like that. I am in the GR4 category, and we have got Heinsberger is in the Megane GR4, Greg White is in the 650S GR4, Grenster's in the G70 GR4, Welsh Boy is in the McLaren GR4, I am in the Megane GR4, Hulkie's in the 650 McLaren GR4, Rita's in the 650 GR4 McLaren, Gamer Dan is in the M6 Endurance, Wills is in the Lancia Revolution GR3, and Ollie is in the M6. So we've got a, let me just change the grid order to move a few of those around. So GR4, 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 3, 3, and 3. I think we're good. We're good to go. Grenster's back. We've got 4 minutes. I am just going to go out on track just for the moment. I just want to see what these, what the track is like. So on, a lot of people told me to go on the soft tyres. That's way too wet. There's no way I'm going to do that on those tyres. I'm going intermediates. Grant's is saying this is different from my practice. That's exactly what I was saying to you in the Discord earlier, mate. It's very different. It's very different each time. I've only had one where it has been dry enough to run on these slick tyres. Only one race. All of mine have been Inters to start with, really. The issue is it does dry out quickly. And where do you come in and put those slick tyres on? Or do you decide to stay out on the Inters and look for water, in which case how much water is there? What is going to happen with those random weather sections? Because when the weather goes random, we haven't got a clue what's going to be happening. You could come in, put the softs on and find it rains. You could stay out on the Inters and find it dries out. And then again, halfway through, it could dry out. And you come in and put the Inters on and suddenly it rains. It's just so difficult in this one. Ugh. True British weather for this race. Dan going around there. Don't know which tyres he was on. Okay, so 28 minutes past. Let's just have a little look and just see where we are at. So Heinsberger has joined us in the Megane Trophy. Greg White in the 650. Grenster in the G70. Welsh Boy in the 650. I'm in the Megane. Hulkie's in the 650, as is Rita. Gamer Dan is in the M6 Endurance. Wills is in the Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution Final, and Ollie is in the BMW M6 GT Sprint. I'm not going to lie, I am looking at how the Megane goes. So I'm looking at Heinsberger, who's a quick racer. How does he get on with the Megane? How does Greg White, Grenster, Hulkie and Rita get on? Sorry, not Grenster. Greg White, Hulkie and Rita, how do they get on in the McLaren? Because I think that is one to watch. And interestingly, nobody in the 4C for this one. The 4C, the McLaren, the Megane were my go-to cars for this one. So I think I'm going for my middle one in the Megane. I think that this could be an interesting choice. And let's see how we go. So everybody, please grab your tyres of choice. and we will be going racing in just a moment. It is past, so hopefully everybody's got the right tyres, and we'll see how we go. Heinsberger, thank you for popping in and saying hello in the chat. And as Gren's just saying there, he's been doing some practicing and finding that the track is different to his earlier practice. I have a theory about how this weather works in Gran Turismo at the moment. Not proven yet, but that would bear out my theory if the weather was very much different this morning to what it is this afternoon. So we'll have to see how things go. Right, okay, don't false start on me this time. The button is pressed. We've got 5 lights and we are racing at Red Bull Ring. The McGann's got quite a nice little run off the line into the first corner. Might have just gone over the line a little bit there. There's still rain is coming down at the moment on this one. We did go over the line. I thought we might have done. I was worried about running into the back of Greg there. That unfortunately is going to hurt us for the first lap, serving that penalty, which is a real shame because we're well positioned here. The other thing is this is a half-hour race, so some of this could be which car you're more comfortable in rather than the faster and a quicker car. Interestingly, up front I've got 3 very, very interesting cars from my point of view. We've got that G70 that everybody knows I do enjoy. I'm pretty good in that car, I know how to race it. We've got the McLaren and we've got the McGann. Thankfully we didn't actually lose position there. It was rather surprising, but now we have got to try and get on the back of these 3 up front. Of course, it's gone too wide there as well while I'm pushing. Red Bull Ring and Mitchell's collecting penalties like they're going out of fashion yet again. Careful not to go over on that one. Like Gren's and Greg White have made a move on Heinsberger. Holkey is closing up big time on me. He's going to definitely get me. Well, there'll be a bunch of cars going through this time, considering we got those penalties. Penalties are something I'm really going to have to work on and make sure that we are not going to be getting in the race tomorrow. It's all important. Oh, Greg with a big old slide on the curb there. Hines with a big slide too. Ren's still looking to be pretty tidy at the moment in that Genesis. I think he's just coming up behind me. Just managing to keep this in front at the moment of Holkey. Only just. Oh, we're off again. We could be over that one also. We might have got away with that with the lift. Got a load of rain, a lot of moisture on the track. Whoa. That is one of my big things with this car, is not getting the power down too quickly out the corner. I think these McLarens are going to come good if the track dries out, and we're into the sunshine now. I would say that most of the times I've done this race, the sun has come, the track has dried, then anybody brave enough to run on slicks will be doing okay. At the moment we are still running on damp track. Is it damp enough to be running? Or is it dry enough to be running slicks? I'm not sure. Are any of the guys up front running slicks? Who knows? These track limits again, I thought I did. So Greg is searching for water right now. There's still plenty of water on the track, but boy oh boy, Wells has got a massive run through down there. Now's where that tyre is coming good. If you've been brave enough to go on the slick tyres. But in the race, it could be another lot of rain, who knows? What is going to happen with the weather during the random period? Who knows? There is some weather coming in. A lot of us are searching for water. There is weather coming in from the side. So do you come in and pop the softs on and go for it? Do you stick it out with the inters? What is the right call? And will that rain come? How heavy will that rain be? How long will it last? Occasionally I've had rain on the radar there and it's cleared away, not actually reached the track. So yeah, going interesting again on this one. Quite a few people still looking for water in this one, as am I. I'm taking that as there's quite a few intermediate runners in this. It's off again. Can't seem to get that corner right tonight. At 6 laps and I've got 3 track limits on that one corner. These tyres are just sliding through it. going to be about right tyres, right time, and also cautions. With the wet weather, there could well be some cautions. And do you stay out? Do you come in? Do you take a risk on the slick tyres? Under caution. So hard to know what to do. Heinsberger searching for water or serving a penalty. I think that was just a looking for water. Holke is finally going to get by me. This is lap 7. Got 20 minutes to go. We should have another wet period, but that wet period is not heavy rain. And then right at the end of the race, the weather will come in again. It should be heavy because you can see the weather that I was expecting to come in has now moved away to the north slightly. So it's looking like that might or might not hit, which is then going to favour those on slick tyres. This is borderline slick tyre weather now, I think. Slicks could be quite quick. Say that Wills comes in. Oh, I thought Wills was on soft tyres the way he went through earlier on. Still looking very, very grey up there at the moment. I don't feel comfortable about the slicks at the minute at all. Wills has gone for the slicks. What is the weather going to do? The weather looks absolutely clear at the moment. It's one of the GR3s coming through. Not sure if that was dirty air off the GR3 car coming through or not. Oh, certainly wanted to go sideways there. Certainly no rain on the radar at the moment. Oh. Let's see how this goes. What are other people fitting? There's quite a few people come in to change intermediate tyres. Just trying to watch the icons at the moment. Greg's gone medium, Welsh boy's gone softs. Whoa. Okay, so it's a wet line on the way out. That's given me a 3-second penalty right there. That's something to bear in mind when you're coming out the pits. That is really going to hurt my times. Watching the guys up front, see where that little water puddles are. Whilst we are experimenting with this track, got that horrible penalty now. I'm staying on the racing line. One eye glued on the road, one eye glued on the radar. Whoa! On the wet stuff, and that's another penalty as we crossed over the edge of the corner there. Looks like we got away with it. Stay on the black stuff, Mitchell. Stay on the light grey stuff, actually. Six and a half to the cars up front. Remember, we did lose that 3 seconds, or over 3 seconds, because of the penalty. We're off now, badly off. On the dry line. About 6-7 minutes left on these tyres. Just hope it doesn't rain in that time. Plenty of tyre left. Gr.x 7 seconds down the road. Somebody's gone off. Where's Greg? That was a surprise. Greg absolutely favouring this McLaren. me. I'm just trying to make sure I keep it in the grey line off the track limits. So we might have another car that is off up ahead. Will's racing out front, Ollie second, Gamer down third. We're running down in 8th at the moment. Anybody that was brave to start on the slicks would be laughing right now if they could get it to the end of the wet period. Just putting a wheel in the wet stuff there. Not affecting him too much. Wills is in for a change of tyres. He's on the softs. Not sure what he's coming in for. Whether it's another set of softs. Quite a lot of different tyre choices and things going on here at the moment. Greg's got the legs on me right now, 1.6 ahead. Just being very, very careful to keep this on the dry line. Greg is pushing it, you can see that. McLaren was really uncomfortable through that corner. 141.7s. Those of you that want me to be more consistent, how's about that then? It's only 2 laps, but nevertheless. Right, you can really see the line now. You can see there's no weather anywhere. The sun is out. We're on the soft tyres. Ollie in for tyres as well now. I'm a little bit confused as to why those guys are changing tyres, I have to say. Unless their softs are burnt out. So were they on softs from the very beginning, I wonder? Just watch this, but light grey line. On that curb too much, it's pretty wet. You can see the spray coming up off of Greg's car. Also on the inside of that curb, I've got wet tyres now. See the car just getting a bit twitchy where I'm using the curbs. Not a good idea. Couple of laps probably. Still very much with one eye on the weather. It's all spread around the track on this one. Different strategies. Different number of track limits. Possibly people might have dropped it and spun. Already lost a load of time to the track limits. We're down at the moment, 1.1 seconds out front. Not sure where Wills and Ollie are in all of this. and looking absolutely untouchable. Oh, we're off, and we're going to go around. Wet tyres now as we're on the wet stuff. That's dropped me right off the back of Greg. Just going a little bit deep into that corner. We were doing 141s. It was a 145 on that one. Pushing down in the pits at the moment. That's promoted Wills racing up into first, Ollie in second. Aiming down still third at the moment, but it looks like he's still in the pits. True's in fourth at the moment. Looks like Dan has retained third place. Whoa! About a big old slide into the pits. Pits are very wet and very slippery. Little dab of fuel in just in case. I'm pretty sure I don't need that. Again, another 3-second problem in the pits. That's 6 seconds of track limits because of spinning in the pits. So that is very, very much useful lesson to learn, if I'm honest. That's really hurt. Wow. What's that? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 seconds, I reckon, of penalties had in this one. That's Ollie spinning out badly. Get on. Huge penalty. It's 2 spins in the pit lane. Which really, really not help at all. Okay, this is going to be the last lap. I've got plenty of fuel, 2.2, so I didn't really need the fuel. one, this. Difficult one to call. It really is. Ooh. Pretty deep into there. Greg's 20 odd seconds down the road. Off again. This is the final lap. I'm on the wets and it's still going around. Wow, Wheels Racing absolutely murdered everybody in that one. Incredible in that Lancer. Incredible run. Wow. That is insane. 22.1 seconds ahead of Ollie, 28 seconds ahead of Gamer Dan. That is a full pit stop in that Mitsubishi, ahead of Ollie and Gamer Dan. Grenster in 4th, Welsh Boy 5th, Heinsberger 6th, Greg White in 7th. I got 8th, 3 to 9th, Hulky in 10th. I did like the McGann, but I think a lot of that one is going to be what can you do with the weather in that particular race. So we'll save the replay. I'll share it as normal. Excuse me for my voice. It's gone all croaky on me. And well done. Congratulations to the guys up front. That was something else. That really was quite the run. I think Grenster was talking about the G70 earlier. He said it wasn't even close with the McGann versus a G70. I didn't think the G70 was going to come anywhere in that one, if I'm honest. So I think you've helped me to rule that out. And I think the McGann is a nice choice. It's good on tyres, it's good on fuel, it handles nicely. I had a few instances where I got it onto the rain and I accelerated too hard. We did get a lot of penalties in that. So we'll see how much further behind we were. So here we go. Wheels Racing out front with a 132.143 in first place and the fastest lap. Ollie in second with a 132.646, but we saw he was struggling at the end with that. Obviously they are in the GR3 cars. Gamer Dan in the Endurance, a 132.710. So the top three for the GR3s, Wheels Racing, Ollie and Gamer Dan. And then the leader of the GR4s was Grenster in the G70. So again, that is potentially one to be looking at. It could be interesting to see the lap times. Welsh Boy in a 650 in 5th, Heinsberger in 6th. So Grenster, Welsh Boy and Heinsberger 1, 2 and 3 in the GR4s. Greg White in 4th. I got 5th. Rita 6th and Hulky in 7th, if I've calculated that correctly. So Wills, Ollie and Gamer Dan in the GR3s and Grenster, Welsh Boy and Heinsberger in the GR4s. Right, that is it for me for tonight. Thank you everyone for this evening. Let me just try and get the I'm just going to thank you, everyone. See you another night. Okay, that's interesting. I didn't think the G70 was going to do it, but yeah, interesting one. Very, very interesting. Very, very interesting racing. So tomorrow night we're going to be back here at 7:30 for an 8 o'clock start for that particular race. And then after that, we'll be getting into some PSR lobby races from a little around about 9 o'clock, I think, thereabouts. What we'll be doing, I don't know. I'll pop that up in the Discord. But right now, I've got some serious thinking to do. So you have yourselves a great morning, evening, night, whatever you're doing. Have a great one. And I'll see you again on another video coming very, very soon, or a live stream tomorrow, or even the daily races live stream in the afternoon if I've got time. Catch up with one of those. If you haven't already, please smack the like button. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and hit that bell notification of when I'm going live. For now, have yourselves a great morning, day, night, evening, afternoon, whatever part of the time of day, wherever you are. Have a great one, and I will see you again very soon. For now, take care. Bye-bye.